The witness, the malefactor of our first collapse, is at our doorstep. Once thought to be a force known as the Darkness, the witness revealed itself to be an entity that instead wields the darkness against us. It spoke through our ghosts and offered us salvation if we submitted to it. We refused. Though we do not know its true intentions, we can only assume it seeks to finish what it started during our collapse. Our resolve was tested when Savathun, Hive goddess of trickery, disguised herself as one of our foremost guardians, Osiris. She gained access to our secrets, but in turn, Osiris gained access to hers. Savathun had rebelled against the witness and hid what might be our only chance of defeating it away on the planet Neptune. Now, former Cabal Emperor Calus and his loyalist warships have joined the witness's advance on Earth. But we found an unexpected ally in Calus's daughter, Empress Keitel, and Mithrax, the Elixni leader of the House of Light. Together, we have united against our common enemy. In an unprecedented move, the Traveler left Earth to confront the Witness head-on. This conflict was set in motion long before we existed, but we will bring it to an end, one way or another.
There are too many of them! They're everywhere!
Vanguard to all units. Keep the enemy away from the Traveler, at all cost.
Whatever that thing is, we gotta take it down.
They found the veil.
We're in no position to engage the enemy.
We don't have a choice. We're out of time.
Osiris. Don't die. Guardian, help Osiris reach the Veil before Calus does. And please, stay close to him. He doesn't have any life to spare.
I'm checking our location. We've hitched a ride to the Outer Giants, Neptune orbit. Osiris was right. The Witness sent Calus after something hidden here.
Guardian. I did not anticipate a fellow stowaway. Calus is after an artifact on Neptune, the Veil. I'm working on a plan to stop him. For now, find your way through that ship.
That pyramid resonance is shielding the Cabal. Another weapon from the Witness.
My faithful Shadow Legion, this is your glorious Emperor speaking. Our alliance with the Witness bears such delectable fruits. Together, we will devour soul.
Stay vigilant. With the Witness's backing, they could throw anything at us.
Forward, fleet. Prepare for descent. Bring glory to the Herald of the Witness.
The Shadow Legion is one step ahead of us. Any damage we can inflict on the Cabal fleet will buy us time.
We should regroup as soon as possible. But maybe we can disable the ship's computer core.
I've located the terminal here and sent you their ship layouts.
Just received it. Locating now. Got it. We're not far from the core. I can't help but feel like we should have stayed behind to protect the Traveler and our people. Was it the right choice to follow Osiris?
If the Witness establishes a link with the Veil, it'll be over for the entire system. All of our losses would have been for naught. We have never faced a threat of this magnitude. Even if you stayed, you wouldn't have stood a chance against the Witness. None of us would. This is our only hope to survive the Witness.
What was that?
The fruits of an unholy alliance between the Witness and Calus. I fear they'll have more surprises in store.
This is the core for the entire ship. Communication, navigation, deployment.
I'm relaying my position to you. Make your way to this ship.
We need some way to get to the surface.
I believe I have a method to accomplish that.
Did I detect a bit of hesitation in your voice?
No. My impromptu stratagems have a high rate of success. Just get here quickly.
Look, down there. Calus's flagship. He's heading right for the surface.
Oh, is that you, my shadow? You should be at my side, bathing in the glory of my conquests. Revel in these hollow victories. I want you in the best of spirits when we meet in the arena.
We have to get to Osiris quick. He's used to getting things done his own way. Seems like he hasn't changed, even after... Now he only has us to watch his back. Hopefully he hasn't gone off the deep end.
Okay, here's the plan. Destroy the engine.
Of this ship. The one we're on.
Crazy or not, we need to stop this invasion. I'll do whatever it takes to stop the Witness. So if you aren't going to help me, then leave me alone.
Okay, we've blown up the engines. Ship's losing altitude.
Rendezvous at the escape pods. Post haste.
Just between us, I'm not a big fan of Osiris's escape pod plan. Even for him, this is pretty touch and go.
I'm almost at the escape pods. Where are you?
We're being sealed off. Have to find another way.
Hurry up!
Are those things safe?
Can't be that.
Here goes nothing. This is Neptune? There's a whole city here. An entire civilization. I've got a ping on Osiris's coordinates. Let's find him.
You on the road. Identify yourself. Are you with the invaders?
We're Guardians, from the last city.
Light bearers.
We're fighting the same enemy. We're here to find something called the Veil.
Nimbus and I are a little pinned down right now, but we'll be there soon. Stay frosty, Jiren. Where are these ugly things coming from? There's no end to them.
We always thought we were the last ones left. Wait until the Vanguard hears about this. No time for that now. If we don't stop the Shadow Legion, there won't be any city left.
Guardian, I'm up here. I think the Cabal know I'm here. Hello? What's going on out there?
Osiris, I'm detecting an anomaly on my sensors. We'll check it out while the coast is clear.
Understood. I'll patiently note that it is quite confined in here.
This energy source, this is incredible. You can wield it. Your body can't handle this much power. Your vital signs are in the red.
Welcome to Neo Muna.
On your station!
You work fast.
We don't like to waste time.
Well, good. There isn't a moment to lose.
We regroup at the watchtower.
You don't understand. We've got to get to the Veil.
I understand what's at stake, Lightbearer. Far better than you. Not all of us have lives to spare. is power. I should be grateful that such power has come to live in me. This calls for a toast, does it not? My witness.
Progress.
The veil is before us.
It's still outside your grasp.
My forces are locating it as we speak. The Neptunians won't pose much of a threat with their tawdry technology.
The final shape awaits. The veil is but the next step. You have all you wanted, Emperor.
I am glorious! Thanks to you, my witness. Find the veil so I can move on from this drudgery!
So, you're the Lightbearer. Huh. Look, I'm not gonna claim my mind's eye is anything special. But you hear Earth's immortal warlords growing up and you think like round shields and bushy eyebrows. And here you come, zipping around smacking bad guys with green stringy stuff. I mean, that was... I've never seen anything like it. Anyways, enough about you. I'm Nimbus. I'm the rookie Cloud Strider here in Neomuna. The Cloud Striders have kept this city safe for generations. Sans Guardians. But seems like we got lots of similar goals. Or at least, similar enemies. Rohan asked me to be your guiding light for the time being. I'd do pretty much anything to keep the Veil and the people of Neomuna safe. But when I took my oath, I didn't think I'd be babysitting. Well, then again, mind's eye. Not great. Now, you know the Veil's in danger. I know where those big guys are headed. So let's go do some hero stuff.
My vision was true. Even after years of speculation, no one guessed the Ishtar Collective made it here, let alone build a city we couldn't find. As for Calus, his grip on the city remains strong, but it appears these Cloud Striders are keeping him at bay. For the time being, at least. His pursuit of this object, the Veil, is of dire importance. If he gets to it first, urgency is key, Guardian. We cannot fail.
You Earthlings know how to make an entrance, don't you? I'm Rohan, Cloud Strider, protector of the city of Neomuna. Welcome to Neptune, Lightbearer. Never thought I'd say that. I always figured if Lightbearers came here, I'd be fighting them off. Lucky for both of us, we're on the same side. In any case, I hope we can find common ground. Or at least common enemies.
With Neomuna Civil News, I'm Jisoo Colorando. Accounts across the city indicate the conflict between the Earth Warlords and the invading Cabal Empire has advanced to our fair city. The Vex have taken advantage of the chaos to encroach on the Western Front, transforming our plazas into an active war zone. All citizens are promoted to active defense duties, effective immediately. Repeat, all citizens are promoted to active defense duties. Stay tuned to Neomuna Civil News for updates.
This city is impressive.
That's Neomuna for you. You should see it in the Cloud Arc.
Cloud Ark?
It's where all of Neomuna's citizens live virtually. I keep the city and their slumbering bodies safe.
We shouldn't get distracted. Securing the Veil before Calus is the most important task. Do not delay.
Looks like all the commotion made the Vex crawl out of their pesky little hidey holes around the city.
That's the least of our concerns right now. Push forward, Guardian.
Well, tiny problem on top of that. Seems like the Shadow Legion put up a couple of barriers between you and your goal. I managed to ping a keycard using the city's tech that might work with the barrier. I'll keep looking around for more, but you can start there.
One down. How many more do we need, Nibis?
I'm tracking down the last few as we speak, and... Actually, it looks like they're on their way to you, Lightbearer.
The Shadow Legion really did a number on this data. So much of it is corrupted.
That's different than the Vex corruption attempts I'm used to. Let's find ourselves a workaround.
So long as we don't waste any more time. Calus' forces are occupying enough of your city.
Seems like your little friend drew some unwanted attention.
The Shadow Legion's pyramid tech is more complex than I thought. Keep them off of me while I override this.
Here, let me just take a quick look.
I got it.
It's no big deal, it's a complex system.
I'm fine, I just feel a little off.
We'd be lucky if the Witness doesn't have the Veil in its possession already.
Are you always this much fun?
Fun is not my concern right now.
With the amount of power the Veil has, I think it can hold its own a little longer. You're a hop, skip, and a couple rooftops away from the Veil, Lightbearer.
The closer we get, the more I feel strange. Something is wrong. I feel drained. Some of our powers are gone. What is this device?
It appears to be some sort of paracausal disruptor. I shall research it more to find a weakness. But for now, carry on.
Our powers are still being blocked by this energy. Hopefully Osiris can find a way to destroy these things. But for now, let's take this guy down the old-fashioned way. That's a lot of Shadow Legion.
We're too late. They've got the Veil.
Guardian, this doesn't feel right.
The Veil?
It's worse than before. Much worse.
My witness.
Progress.
We have captured the Veil. Well, the area around the Veil. It is entombed, so it will take some time to break through and link the relay. Add to that the enemy presence.
Yes. We know they are here. A few of Soul's protectors cannot prevent fate. You will link the radio mast and see the Veil destroyed. The final shape rests upon it.
Indeed, my witness.
That was familiar. Only much stronger this time. I feel sick. Like I shouldn't be here.
We're in this together. Osiris and Nimbus need to hear about this.
So, the Veil's safe, for now. I don't have an Earth Warlord translation for this, so stick with me. If Calus uses whatever that radial thingy is and somehow destroys the Veil, well, It's tied directly to our Cloud Arc and literally all Neomuni. I don't think you need a Warlord translation for why that's bad. From the sound of it, your buddy there, Osiris, wants to go in guns a-blazing, which, hey, I fully support. But the old man, the other old man, my old man, not literally, but, you know. Between you and me, he isn't sure it's the right call, but don't worry though. I reminded him you Guardians are the experts here. You've been dealing with this whole witness thing a lot longer than we have. It's okay if we lean back and try a little trust fall. Well, if you drop us, it might be my funeral, but whatever, it'll be fun.
I'm pitching in like everyone else during this time. I'm coordinating rapid responses to enemy movements. Could you help me out a bit? I know it's technically a bit irresponsible, but heck, it'd be real cool if you could take a bunch of these nasties using just your superpowers. Please? For me? For, science.
So you're the maverick warlord I've been hearing about. I'm Administrator Sei Chinyi. You can call me Administrator Sei or Ma'am. I have vital intelligence on targets of strategic importance, if you're of a mind to put those weapons of yours to constructive use. I hardly think you can do worse to Neomuna than has already been done. I'll make you a deal. Don't blow up anything other than the Cabal I'm sending you after, and dinner's my treat. Location's next to a network cycle allocation server. I'll send you the coordinates.
Check this out.
So far, this city is more advanced than I could have ever anticipated. This cloud arc they've constructed fascinates me. It appears to function with the assistance of the Veil somehow. To willingly give up control of your physical body. It's an intriguing concept to exist primarily in a virtual space.
Nimbus gave me their report about your attempt to reach our Veil. Don't let it get you down. This is a marathon, not a sprint. I've been a Cloud Strider for almost 10 years. When our decade's up, we die. Our bodies can't handle so much augmentation. I took on this mantle to protect the people of Neomuna, knowing it would kill me. I've only got one life to give, and it's almost up. I need to take care of the Shadow Legion for Nimbus, lighten the load. I still have much to teach them. They aren't ready. Not yet. But sometimes, they're the one teaching me. A lesson I think Osiris could stand to learn. Look after him. He needs it. Lightbearer, you have a dangerous mission ahead of you. Storming Calus' stronghold won't be easy. Normally I'd have more intel before a direct attack.
The Guardian has faced the unknown and prevailed every time. They are equal to the task. The radial mast is somewhere in Calus' ship. If you strike swiftly, we can remove it as a threat before it ever reaches the Veil. Enter Calus' fortress, find the radial mast, and destroy it.
Oh, they're rolling out the red carpet for us.
Be cautious. Calus is smart. He'll have his most powerful forces guarding the radial mast.
Some kind of energy lock. Disrupting the circuit should open the door. There's something strange here, too. A powerful concentration of light energy?
Something's not right here.
Wait. A source of paracausal energy. It could be the radial mast.
The Shadow Legion have the corridor locked down tight. Even if we could fight through, they'd have enough time to secure the radial mast.
There must be more than one path to the radial mast. Stand by. I'll send you all the sensor scans we have.
You want them to take an indirect route? We can ill afford to waste time.
Guardian, do you see that? It's more of that strange darkness energy. What is it doing here? Looks like a dead end. Hang on, I'll reroute us.
You're losing valuable time. This is exactly what I was concerned about.
That statue could have come right out of the Leviathan. Maybe he's still the same old Calus deep down. The Shadow Legion must use this grav lift to move equipment and troops across the ship. It should take us deeper in. I still can't believe my sensors. Could the radial mast really be a light artifact?
There's still a great deal we don't know. What is the radial mast capable of? How will it affect the Veil? And what is the Witness planning?
All very good questions, but ones that can wait until we've destroyed the radial mast. And saved your city.
I know what's at stake here, Osiris.
The Shadow Legion are ready for a siege, all right. Just look at all these ships.
Calus is ready to annihilate this city. If those ships reach the cryopods, the casualties would be devastating.
Hey, I bet we could help with that. Overloading those energy conduits should do the trick. Are you handling extremely volatile energy? Again?
Again? How often does this happen?
Too often. Ha! Take that! Rohan, you've got fewer ships to worry about now.
An improvised distraction. But an effective one.
And the people of Neomuna will be safer. At least for now.
Tormentor, up high!
Are you at the radial mast yet?
No, but we're getting closer. I can sense it.
Good, good. They haven't moved it yet. There's still some time. Focus on the path ahead of you, Guardian. You're almost there.
It's strange. I thought as we got further in, we'd see more of the old Calus. But this... How much has the Witness changed him? Osiris has been struggling. But I don't know what we can do to help. If we can do anything. If my angles are right, this grav lift is a straight shot to the radial mast. We're almost there.
You have overcome every obstacle so far, Guardian. Do not falter now.
Just look at this place. All these Shadow Legion soldiers. There's a whole army in here.
An army, ready to march on Neomuna. Calus won't leave a single wall or citizen standing.
That won't come to pass. As long as we stop him in time.
Something's wrong. The door just opened for us.
I have a bad feeling. Be vigilant.
That monument must be the radial mast. There's no mistaking it. That's light energy radiating from it. Oh, no.
At last you have arrived, Guardian. Welcome to this final test of Strand. Alas, this day I have no riches in store for you.
Ignore Calus's bloviating. This is your chance. Destroy the radial mast.
So you've come for this meager trinket. It is the very least of the Witness's gift. A mere glimpse of the power it can bestow. Even the best contender's performance grows insipid without a worthy opponent. Wouldn't you agree?
The radial mast is too well shielded. We can't even scratch it. But maybe we can overload those energy conduits.
I have made you what you are. Now let us see if you were worth the effort.
Another darkness anomaly. Where did it come from? Guardian? Guardian! Oh no, not now!
Now you will see true power. What could have been yours? If only you had accepted my generous offers. You cannot escape fate and oblivion. Embrace your end.
What's going on?
Hang on, I'm getting a transmission. It's, a set of coordinates inside this arena?
Is this the extent of your strength? Is this all the Traveler's chosen Guardians can muster?
Guardian, your recklessness will be the end of you one day. But not today.
Kite! Daughter! Traitor! Have you come to disappoint me one last time?
We'll, just show ourselves out.
Is it done? Have you destroyed the radial mast?
We can't. The whole ship is coming down on top of us. We have to go.
We were too late once already, and Calus was able to secure the Veil. Now the radial mast?
Headlong and empty-handed, Osiris. If you fight the river, it'll sweep you away.
We made it.
Don't be fooled by his act. The Calus you face is no almighty emperor, but something far more dangerous. A hungry, desperate beast. Once the Cabal Empire and all its bounty was his to command, and his to consume. Joy was his purpose, and his strength, he said. To angst over edicts and enemies was weakness. But I could see in his eyes dread that his pleasures would soon come to an end, clouding his sight from an incoming coup. I should have killed him then, but I thought exile more fitting. I thought he'd shrivel to nothing in the void of space. Instead, he caught a glimpse of something more. The chance to become greater than he'd ever been. Like a war beast after a blood scent, he chased that chance, abandoning all honor, reason. There was nothing he would not sacrifice for his own salvation. And when the witness came to him at last, Calus faced what he had run from all along. If we don't stop him, he'll make sure it's the end for us all.
Empress Keitel's forces will help push back Calus's advances.
We've done nothing but waste time!
I understand. But I cannot lose you again in your eagerness to fight. It is not the same as before.
I am contemplating your most recent outburst with Strand to see if there are opportunities for improvement.
It was out of control. We did the best we could.
We need to do better! We don't know what Calus and the Witness want, but if it will have an effect on us all... I can't allow that to happen. I must ponder more on these strands. You should consult with the Cloudstriders to consider what our next steps could be.
Osiris.
I'm fine, Ghost. I'll be fine. Go on.
Hey, I have a message here from your Vanguard's Commander Zavala asking about you.
He's probably attempting to check in on my physical and psychological status.
You do that kind of thing often?
He and Saint and Ikora are concerned for my safety. As if no longer carrying the light as I did has transformed me instantly into a fragile elder.
Sounds like they care about you, old bird. It's sure rough to be stuck with supportive friends, huh?
I imagine from your perspective I must seem terribly ungrateful.
You know, when I first got the full set of mods, I was making friends with the ground every 5 minutes. Takes a second to find your balance sometimes.
So it does. I appreciate the reminder.
These are precarious times. I came to see an end to Calus once and for all. But, and I say this with considerable restraint, we are not ready. I've witnessed a great many Patriarch of the Cabal Empire poisoned by obsession. Gaul with the light, Calus with the darkness. I worry for Osiris. Recklessness can manifest into obsession. He must rein in his tempestuousness to hope to defeat Calus. So in war, the way is to avoid what is strong and strike at what is weak.
That Kydal. Oof. She's something else, huh? Well, look, I was rooting for us. Really, I was. There's no greater joy for me than doing something Rohan would call incredibly reckless. He'll shake his head and say his little catchphrase. Nimbus, headlong, and empty-handed. I'm sure you heard it. It's shorthand for, hey kid, stop trying to do it all yourself. We're partners for a reason. And if I screw up and things go south, well, we'll fix them together. The Cloud Arc is still vulnerable. If we can cycle the power, a hard reset like that should kick things back into gear. It's just, this hard reset is deep in Vex territory, and that's where you come in. Osiris and Rohan can go process their differences over some fermented tea or whatever. We're off to go protect the people of Neomuna. So, going directly after Calus kinda blew up in our faces.
We need to be looking at the bigger picture. We want to protect the Veil. We first and foremost need to protect the Cloud Arc.
Rohan, I think we're still a little fuzzy here. What exactly is the Cloud Arc?
It's our city's network, our infrastructure, our people, our defenses. Everything depends on it.
And what we're doing now is stopping the Vex from siphoning energy from the Cloud Arc's reactor. We do that, the Veil's safe, the Neomuni are safe. Bing, bang, boom. Stargazer on Rohan.
Make your way to the Cloud Arc reactor. We'll head to the central power junction. Once you cycle the system, we'll be able to return power to the reactor.
We're on it. Just so we're clear, if the Cloud Arc is lost, what does that mean for the Neomuni?
All our citizens have uploaded their consciousness into the Cloud Arc. No Cloud Arc means lights out for everyone in Neomuna.
Ah, so it's bad. Got it. That's another one of those pockets of darkness energy. Should we get a closer look? Hey, it worked that time! Why did it work that time? Huh. It's like you're pulling on some kind of invisible ropes. I'm detecting those sources as a concentration of energy coming from a common source. It's got to be the Veil. Like some sort of magnetic field all around Neomuna. Let's keep an eye out for more of those.
Guardian, I'm almost at the central power junction. Ready to blast this power back to the Cloud Arc once you've cycled the system.
Hold on. These Vex are short-circuiting voluntarily. Ah, okay. You'll have to clean up those Vex confluxes before heading to the reactor.
We haven't observed this kind of behavior before. Hope you're taking notes, Nimbus.
On the headless robot dance? Yeah, I've seen it before. It's gotta be a way for them to create a gateway to the Cloud Arc. Or express themselves emotionally. I don't know, who can say, honestly.
This station's power output is unbelievable. Earth was decades away from technology like this, even during the Golden Age.
The Cloud Arc needs a lot of juice. Like we said earlier, it supports all the Neomuni, the city's defenses, and also the Veil's defenses. Once we get that power, we'll have all the backup we need to take back the Veil from Calus.
That's good. We're going to need all the help we can get. It's escaping! Wait, why did it leave?
Weird. Something's off. Keep going, but keep an eye out. I'm in place, and I can see you're coming up to the reactor. Stop the Vex from siphoning the station and we're golden.
And that does it. How's it looking, Rohan?
Something's still siphoning power. Look around for any remaining Vex influence.
That's it!
Power cycling. Once it's back on, it'll be running the Cloud Arc.
Something feels off here. That was a little too easy.
What do you say we expedite that exit, folks? I got Shadow Legion on my tail.
What? What are they doing here?
Well, considering I'm getting shot at, I'd say it's for us. Get out of there, Guardian. It's a trap.
Nimbus, get yourself out of there.
Okay, and that's a bomb.
Mapping an escape route.
I think I'm in the clear, but man, it's rough out there. Guardian?
Still in the rough part. More of those paracausal strands. They're probably the best chance we've got to get out of here. Guardian, I'm detecting bombs. A lot of bombs. The Shadow Legion are trying to lock us in. Remapping the escape route.
They're swarming! Get out of there now!
Okay, we need to get out of here fast. I found a way out. We're going up.
Wow, that was sweet. Did you see how sweet that was?
Yeah, that was pretty sweet.
Oh, I gotta say, I did not know how that Strand stuff was gonna work out this time.
It worked all right. With the powerful asset you have there, in the right context.
In the right context. Don't listen to him, Guardian. He's just grumpy that he didn't find it first.
Power's returning to the Cloud Arc. Great work, everyone. That's what I call a well-earned win.
A paracausal superposition? Like magnetic poles.
You've been busy. Well?
For so long, we saw dark and light as antagonists. We believed we were the champions of the good because we wielded the light. If these are not moral forces, if they are not opposites, what are they? At its root, the Traveler is a terraformer, a gardener. It generates natural life, physical transformation at a molecular scale across whole planets. This should have been our first hint. The domain of the light is the domain of the physical. The darkness then is revealed in many facets. Dreams and nightmares, emotions, Pain. Memory. The nature of Strand confirms this line of thinking. Darkness is something entirely apart from light. A paracausal union, conjoining intangible conscious realities, discursively linking to...
You're talking about the River of Souls.
River?
Yeah, it's a story we tell kids on Neptune.
A nursery rhyme.
Sort of. Since before history, there's been this raging river. In the story, some try to divert the river, others try to build a dam, but nothing stops it. Lots of people have believed that we either sink in the water or learn to swim.
Don't we?
See, that's the real wild part. We are the river.
And empowered by it, it would seem.
You know, I think I know of a place where we can find some of that power. I talked with Osiris. You know, he gives off uptight museum volunteer vibes, but he's a nice guy when you catch him one-on-one. He got me thinking, which is a compliment I can give very few people. There's a place nearby you two might find useful for your Strand stuff. I'll get you the coordinates. Speaking of compliments, you never fail to amaze me, you know that? Everything that's come at us, you're just like, oh, bam, pew, pow. And suddenly whatever's coming at us ain't coming at us anymore. And we just keep doing it, like it's nothing. Wow. The first time Rohan told me I did a good job, I'd given up hoping for it, and by the time I got it, I didn't need it. In hindsight, I think he did that on purpose, but whatever. I promised myself I'd do it different when I took over. The old man might think compliments go straight to your head. But if that helps you strandify and us take down Calus, by all means, let it go to your head, shoulders, knees, and toes.
Upon first glance, this new power appears unstable and chaotic. But I wonder if that's based on our approach. Too much, too fast. These puka creatures are curious ones. They appear semi-organic, but Nimbus claims they're a form of artificial intelligence. A fascinating, albeit odd, being nonetheless. Their attraction to this paracausal power seems instinctual. They flow in and around it effortlessly, and very clingy.
When I first realized you were from Earth, I remembered the stories. Immortal light-bearing warriors chosen by the Traveler, like figures out of myth. But what do myths care about ordinary people? I imagined warlords conquering Neomuna, or gods crushing us underfoot. I was wrong. Now when I see you, I see a comrade in arms. Someone who will stand with me to defend Neomuna and its people. I see a guardian.
To all the Cabal who still follow the Empress Keitel, stand aside before your Emperor. Whether you lay down your arms or join with my legion, you will have all the freedom of the stars until the last. Those who persist should ask yourselves, why do you follow a cautious Empress who has turned her back on bravery and grandeur? Even when Cabal must fight, there should be magnificence. There should be glory, not timidity, not this cowardice. Look how your Empress has fled from battle, relying on these humans for strength. I may once have been deposed, but I remember how to be Cabal.
We should probably see if Nimbus can disable that radio frequency.
I'm Jisoo Colorando, reporting for Neomuna Civil News. Cloudstrider Nimbus reports that recent cloud arc fluctuations are the result of new security measures to guard against intrusions. The Cloudstrider credits the Earth's Guardians for contributing personnel toward the dangerous operation. Despite this, more citizens have experienced nightmares. One name common to all? Nezarec.
So, Nimbus, want to fill us in on where we're headed?
There's this place where Cloudstriders go. A place to be alone, meditate, pray. If the old bird's theory holds up, should be a megasource of Strand there.
Let's hope it's larger than the ones you've seen thus far.
You can see them? Wait. Hang on. So you've got resurrection, sweet jumps, and the ability to witness thinning in the fabric of existence. Who do I gotta kill to get one of those ghosts?
If Strand is another side of the darkness, how come we've never encountered these sources before?
The old bird thinks it's like a stink cloud the Veil leaves behind.
I said it's a similar type of byproduct. To use a different analogy, if we are all part of this river of souls, how do we direct the river's current?
I said we are the river. You don't direct anything. You just flow.
There, another Strand source.
Well, what are you waiting for? Let's begin.
The Vex are swarming.
Let's see how quickly you can dismantle them.
The Vex have blocked the path. Guess they want this Strand source for themselves.
Of course. The Vex could learn much from a power originating in linked consciousness.
We may need a breather.
Now is the time to lean into using Strand, not back away from it. You can't effectively train if you don't push past your limits.
Just don't burn yourself out. This is only one battle. We've got a whole war to fight.
A war we cannot win without this power well in hand.
Right, this part. Forgot you don't have a skyboard. But don't worry, you can still get to the place. Just have to find a way around. All that swinging around, wow, that is really something.
Ah, yes. How could Calus possibly overcome your rope swing?
This is the place.
Whoa, this is... wow.
Good. Now the true training can begin.
We're hitting a wall with Strand. The after effects are stacking up.
I don't understand. You've got more power, more practice. Hasn't this done anything to condition you?
Back in action.
Hit them again. Hold nothing back. Get up, Guardian. Now is not the time to slow down.
I don't think you know what you're asking, Osiris.
Guardian, listen. Don't strain for the energy. Drop the effort and just let it flow through you. Now that's how you send the Vex packing. Nicely done.
Yes. That was a challenging fight, but you pulled through. Still, we cannot afford any faltering when facing Calus. We should be able to wield Strand without strain. We're still missing something, but what? I must think. We can discuss this more later.
What is this attraction? Sagira, could you run some scans? Oh. Right.
Am I interrupting?
Rohan, I've been pondering the Veil's paracausal effects on ghosts. I know I haven't been the easiest guest in your city.
Pain is not a hindrance.
Simply reminds us we're still breathing. Still fighting. They're going to attempt a link. We have to stop them.
Calus encroaches upon the Veil. The activation of the radial mast is imminent.
If the Veil is compromised, the Imuna will fall. Then all of Sol will follow.
Strand will be our edge against Calus. The Guardian is ready to wield it. I think.
Rohan and I are with you. This is our city. The Shadow Legion are honorless cowards. They shall share Calus's grave.
It's that suppression field again. We can't use all of our power.
Go closer to it. I have a hypothesis. That device is of pyramid origin, built to suppress our powers, our known powers. Calus is not prepared for Strand. Use it to overcome their suppression field.
Scanning the area for Strand now. Your Strand readings are higher than they've ever been.
Your training's prepared you for this. Strand flows through you as it flows through everything.
Hey, Guardian. I got my hands on some schematics for Terran toys. Thought I'd put the replicator to good use.
The landing zone's clear. What were these, Terran toys you mentioned?
Something called a drink tank. Looks like fun.
You stole those schematics from my files, didn't you?
Information wants to be free. The Cabal have me pinned down.
This Shadow Legion position is heavily fortified. We're blocked as well.
Take out their fuel cells and clear a path to the radial mast.
I'm counting on you, Guardian. I'll need backup with Nimbus out of the fight.
We're holding the skies and keeping Calus's reinforcements at bay for now. But it won't hold forever.
Rohan and the Guardian are on the way.
We're running out of time.
Their suppression fields even disabled the tanks. Calus was really prepared for us. Not prepared enough. I'm running another scan for Strand.
Getting delayed. How close are you to the radial mast?
Almost there.
Remember, the radial mast must be stopped before it forges a connection with the Veil.
We see the Veil's enclosure.
I'm pinned down here. Can't make it to you. Too many of these damn things.
The Lightbearer and I can handle this. Stay alive, Nimbus.
This way's a dead end.
No path forward. Then we'll have to make our own.
If the radial mast links with the Veil, it's all over. You and Rohan are our only hope.
The radial mast! It's activating! I'll buy you some time, Lightbearer.
Be careful, Rohan. Even you can only deter it for so long. There must be a way to destroy it.
Guardian, as long as I can hold the line, the radial mast can't create the link. Find a way to destroy it. Hurry!
The radial mast cannot be destroyed with conventional weapons. But like before, perhaps they didn't account for Strand.
We need Strand to overcome the force field.
Give me some time to expose its weak point. When I give you the signal, use your Strand! Now's the time! Lightbearer! Destroy it now!
We can't.
Then I have no choice. Nimbus, see you on the other side.
Rohan, what are you doing?
Rohan. He
chose a Cloud Strider's end. Hey, Guardian, can you please pick up his core? I'll need it.
Okay, Nimbus.
My witness, there have been complication. Our hold over the Veil has been temporarily loosened.
You fear loss, Emperor. Your fear brings you pain. We know pain. Our purpose is its end. You have no purpose. Because you fear to seek one. That fear is your failure.
My failure? My failure? I have fed this force with vicious subjugation, battered down the gates of our enemies, and seized our glittering prize. Why? Because I wanted it. You hold the universe in your grasp, and all you can think of to do with it is
secure the Veil. We will create the link.
Infinite apologies. The Veil is yours. It will be done.
Thanks for the drive. When we take on this job, get the Augs and everything, the clock starts ticking. 10 years may not seem like a lot, especially to you, but it's well spent. It's worth it. I can't think of a single Strider that went before their expiration date. We've got way bigger problems right now. We need to get Neomuna's defenses working again. I got reports of Shadow Legion attempting to get up close and personal with the VexNet. I have absolutely no idea why, apart from the breathtaking views this time of axial tilt. But we're not waiting around to find out. That sounds like a good plan, right? It's what he would have... No, that doesn't matter. You and I are gonna see this through. Ready when you are.
So, you're one of them Earth Light Wielders, yeah? I'm Maintenance Chief Vagny de Sydney. Call me Sid. My crews keep this city running. Or we do when it's not filled with space rhinos. So, city's built to handle a siege, not sustain violence. We got coolant leaks on 3 major systems and need sealant to keep them contained.
Oh, you're that Earth person, yeah? I'm Archivist Quinn Ligari, and I know this city. I also know how to make the city work against these goons. But with all this jamming, I need someone near the physical systems I can piggyback off. All you gotta do is not die. Just head here and open a comm channel.
Good to see you.
Seeing Nimbus right now reminds me how difficult it was to move on after my losses. My pain was always secondary. I felt that pain deeply when I lost Saint. but I channeled it into bringing him back to me. I couldn't bring Sagira back. But our pain is a reminder. We are still breathing, still fighting.
With Neomono Civil News, this is Jisoo Colorado reporting. It is with a heavy heart I must report the passing of our senior Cloud Strider, Rohan, who perished while defending our city from Shadow Legion forces. Rohan is succeeded by the protege, Nimbus. The Council has scheduled a vigil soon to pay homage to this great hero. Good night, Neomona. And good luck.
The Neomuni are a tenacious people. Rohan met his end with honor. He'd be given funeral rites of the highest distinction had he been Cabal. The war is not over. Calus has failed in the eyes of his master. And knowing him, he's about to unleash his barbarity like a cornered war beast.
Guardian, my forces report that Shadow Legion units are shifting their attention to the Cloud Arc.
That's likely why Neomuna's defense systems are reading offline, but I bet those Vex punks are also poking too close to the city's internals.
Let us hope your technology continues to be resilient. This shift likely means Calus is attempting a different approach.
Is that a Taken Blight? The Shadow Legion are forcing Taken into that Vex pocket.
The Verge uses similar gateways as the Cloud Arc, which means they could infiltrate the network and gain access to the Veil.
The Taken are relentless, especially under the Witness's control. We need to get in there and stop them. The Vex portal is clear. Let's follow those Taken and remove them from the system.
Hey, Guardian. I'm not sure if this is because of the Taken, but I'm starting to get a lot of weird claims from Cloud Arc citizens. Screams, weird voices, nightmares, you name it. The Cloud Arc is built on the energy field produced by the Veil. It's resilient, but not impenetrable. A backdoor wouldn't be impossible. Hopefully, getting rid of whatever is at the center of this will shake all that weirdness out of the system too. Hopefully. Guardian, it looks like you're getting closer to the source of the problem. That track nearby looks like your best bet.
Let's just hope it's stable.
Finally.
What was that?
Such a fragile space. This will do. Oh, so much pain and fear within the darkness here. It's so satisfying. I will consume it once more.
Did you both hear that? Was that the voice the citizens have been mentioning?
This is far too similar to the nightmares we encountered on the Leviathan. We will need to confront this, but for now we need to locate the access point and stop any attempts to weaken the Veil.
This is the access point. Let's get rid of that Taken before it opens a path into the Cloud Arc.
And we're back in business. Defenses are back up and Taken are cleared out.
Make your way back to the city, Guardian. We must finish our preparations to ensure Calus's defeat.
This prison in between, it will shatter. But I need power. I am pain. I am terror. I am Nezarek.
Solar requires us to both exploit and rely on the power of our sun. But to master it is to understand the star's duality. The nuclear force that scorches anything foolish enough to draw near is the same force we harness to heal. It feeds the flora of our galaxy, just as it begets drought and famine. Destruction and recreation are a necessary cycle. Arc is the element of motion and conduction, and is created when the electromagnetic forces of our universe struggle to achieve balance. According to Ikora, Arc teaches us that change is a fundamental aspect of the universe. To wield it is to ride the storm of the unguessable. Void is the element of cosmic distortion. It is the pull of gravity and the promise of entropy. The vacuum of space and the gravitational forces that shape it teach us that emptiness is not nothingness. In Ikora's words, to wield void is to draw strength from both the immeasurably small and the unfathomably massive. With it, we bend the very fabric of space-time. Stasis is the element of will and control. It slows, detains, and shatters. It was our first step into darkness, and taught us the universe is not as black and white as it first seemed. Elsie Bray and Eris Morn have slightly different interpretations of how one masters this element. Fitting, as stasis thrives on individual will, but merging their thoughts gives me this. Control over the self can foster control over others, but without power over the self, destruction runs wild. When we wield stasis, we must exercise the ultimate authority over both self and others. Strand is our newest foray into darkness. As I understand it now, it is the elemental manifestation of psychic connection. All minds are connected in a web of consciousness, which we can now see and feel. To wield Strand is to pull on the hidden connecting threads and to use them to create, manipulate, and unravel. I had assumed this element would behave similar to our other darkness ability. But unlike stasis, mastering Strand seems to require one to relinquish control, to embrace the connecting threads and perhaps flow with them. I look forward to experimenting more with this new element.
Hey, Guardian! I hope you're feeling a little more confident with Strand. Sure sounds like Osiris is. Earlier I asked him how things were going with the green strings, just to mess with him. But after correcting me, he started explaining more of his theories, in great detail, and a lot of proper nouns got thrown around. So I zoned out for most of it, but he sure sounded excited, and that's what counts. When I tuned back in, he was talking about how you and him still gotta figure out how to actually master Strand. I think Rohan would have agreed, and so do I. Not because he's dead, and I automatically agree with the dead guy, although it's not like he's really in a position to argue, am I right? I, Cloud Strider Dara Danu of Neomuna, genuinely think it's a good idea. Systems are late, with 80% of defenses now operational. I'm full of fury, she's got an army, and you got magic green strings. Let's crush this Calus guy.
We aren't ready for Calus. We don't even understand this erratic power at a foundational level.
It's time we figure it out. Keitel, we'll need your troops. Nimbus, charge up as many of the remaining turrets as you can, while Osiris helps me to untangle this Strand.
When we think about controlling something powerful, it's easy to assume it takes strength. Determination. A force of will. But what I've learned is that we cannot control every facet of nature. Instead of tightening our grip, we must open our palms, accepting the ebb and the flow. Letting go in the face of grief in all its shapes. Through failure, through loss, we can overcome the impossible. We stand at a precipice, both in our conflict with Calus and in our training with Strand.
But something is still missing.
We will find it together. Perhaps inspiration will strike where we least expect it. Follow wherever Strand leads you. Let's experiment.
Shadow Legion ahead.
No doubt preparing for a siege. We must take this time to prepare as well. The battle will be ours soon, but now is not the time. We have never struggled harder against a greater evil, and yet we know now what Nimbus taught us. All products of the mind are conjoined in the darkness. Our obstacles and our goals are all contained within. In fact, they are the same. The same as us, the same as our enemies. What if, in trying to master this power, in trying to take control of this conflict, we've been swimming against the river's current?
It would certainly explain the exhaustion.
The question remains, how do you flow with the river? Brute force yields little progress, while careful execution paves a path towards a greater power.
Rohan would have said, headlong and empty-handed.
Perhaps our towering friend understood more about this power than even he knew. Think on it. When did you start seeing true success with Strand?
When we helped the Neomuni by rebooting the power station. What did that have to do with Strand?
Our perspective changed, as did our approach to fighting our battles. We took a step back, saw the broader whole, and moved in keeping with it.
So what? We flow with the river by planning better?
By seeing our obstacles as part of the bigger picture, and using the bigger picture to overcome them. Excellent! That was excellent!
We're really onto something here, huh? What changed?
To properly observe phenomena of the light, one needs the right instruments.
And for darkness?
One needs the right perspective. I think we've found it. Seek out more Strand, and see what this new perspective offers.
Even after all that, it seems the Guardian's energy is still stable. Is it possible the perspective shift was all we were missing?
Do not underestimate this moment. This is the product of humbling training, many failures, and your determination. But you've not mastered this power until you can bring these lessons to bear under duress.
I think I know where this is going.
I have a challenge for you. The VexNet contains many pockets used for testing new subroutines. There is one very near you. Perfect to discover what you can really do with this power. This is it, Guardian. Remember.
Flow with the river.
Well, what are you waiting for? Good, good! This flexibility is unmatched. Now, show your fighting prowess. Impressive.
I bet we could go again. What do you think, Guardian?
I hate to butt in on your enlightenment, but Shadow Legion are on the move.
Another time, then. You've more than proven yourself. Calus has no idea what's in store for him. Guardian, all of our training, all of our losses, it's brought us to this moment. We must stop Calus from reaching the Veil and establishing a link to the Traveler.
Final stand, baby. If I can get this old Ishtar-era orbital beam thing up and running, it might come in handy.
I would suggest exercising an abundance of caution around untested Ishtar technology.
I've missed the old go in without a plan and hope for the best, Osiris.
That is a gross mischaracterization.
Today shall be the end of Calus's reign. The Shadow Legion will submit or be crushed beneath my heel.
Kaido's forces are entering Neomuni airspace now. Something's not right, though. They've set up anti-air guns in our city!
Eradicate their weapons. I will not subject any more of my soldiers to such fruitless deaths.
The anti-air guns are neutralized.
My forces are rallying, but it will take some time.
You're almost at the Veil, Guardian. Every moment wasted brings us that much closer to Calamity.
So, this defense relay thing, taking a bit more work than I thought. It hasn't been turned on since the Ishtar days. Hope it still works.
With the Empress's Legion routed, it may be our last line of defense.
Sounds like someone's coming around to the untested Ishtar weapon. She's almost ready. I think I got it. Whoa! Did you see that? Totally planned that.
Keep the turrets under our control. They're vital to our defense. Enemy tanks are headed to your position.
That sounds like a job for untested Ishtar weapon. Paint the targets, Guardian. You tag them, I'll frag them. The defense relay's overheated.
There's no end to them. Osiris, what do we do?
Remember your training. You only have one goal. Keep them from the Veil.
You gotta take back those turrets.
Shadow Legion cowards. This is Empress Calus, the true sovereign of the Cabal. You've chosen to ally yourself with a gutless traitor worshipping a false god. We are Cabal. We eat the mountains. We drink the seas. If you've any shred of honor left, then at least give us the pleasure of a worthy battle.
There's no end to them.
Guardian, it's our day to die. We shall be immortalized in legend together.
You're doing great, but I've got some bad news. We're out of juice. No more turrets. No more defense relay.
Take the higher ground. You need a more defensible position.
This way, Guardian. We'll safeguard
the vault together.
Daughter.
Calus? What is...
Guardian! Kaido! Are you okay?
The Veil's exposed. Keep them away from it, at all costs. Leave the Emperor to me.
You must reach the Veil before the Shadow Legion. Do whatever you must to prevent the link.
Will Keitel be okay?
I have a feeling she can take care of herself.
Empress Keitel is buying you time to find the Veil before the Shadow Legion. Don't squander this opportunity.
According to Neomuni lore, the Veil is deep beneath the ground. Like, way deep. Whatever you find in there, just keep going downward.
We're keeping an eye on the surface. Keitel's holding off Calus for now, but she's outnumbered.
Osiris, I'm sending you a visual feed. We could use your help navigating this place.
Incredible. Just like the archive on Venus. You should be able to access that Ishtar terminal like any other.
That must be the Veil. It's massive. I feel a little strange. Don't know how to describe it. It almost gives me the same feeling as the Traveler. That doesn't make any sense, does it? Let's press on. For both our sakes, please don't fall. It looks like the Veil goes even deeper. Is this?
Looks like a Cloud Arc prototype. That's... wow.
I held them off as long as I could. Calus is coming for you. It's in your hands now, Guardian. Give him the end he deserves.
I'm reading major shockwaves in the vault. The Emperor's smashing through that place.
Hurry, Guardian. He'll get it before you.
I've been waiting for this day a long time, Guardian. Come, let us revel in this exquisite moment. I am the disciple. I am the Emperor. The witness will see me. Come early.
Keitel, we've done it. Calus is no more.
You gave him a Cabal's end. I'll believe it when I see it for myself.
Hey, do you guys feel that?
No clue what you're talking about. We're almost at the Veil. Hang tight.
No more running away. Rest now.
Well, the uglier they are, the harder they fall, right? No? Come on.
We finally found you.
Get your ghost!
What's wrong, Osiris?
Get your ghost out of there!
Finality takes shape.
It's creating the link!
At long last.
Destroy it!
What just happened?
We just lost.
Zavala, come in.
The universe makes us all victim and perpetrator. That's infinite cruelty. You, more than any, suffer both fates. Be free.
The Traveler. Gone. Should I feel humbled by this sacrifice? Relieved that it can't grant any more of our enemies the light? Lost? Without a god in whom I can place my trust? But what consumes me in this moment is the human loss. We've watched so many die for this war. And yet, those losses have given us insight and common bonds. We stand alongside more allies than ever before. Humans, Awoken, Elixni, even the Cabal. When I came to the last city, I looked up to the heavens for the hope the Traveler gave us.
Guardian, the Traveler is gone, but we're still here. It may seem small, but it's no less important under the circumstances. Despite your triumphs against the former Emperor, the Witness has transformed the Traveler, and gone somewhere we cannot follow. Losses are no stranger to any of us, and I have long since known that the world does not obey laws of poetic justice, much as we might hope otherwise. It would be easy to look at the sky and falter. We cannot. We must take the time we have and make these losses mean something. Neptune is the best and only direction we have. Work with the Cloud Striders. Learn what you can about the Veil. A step at a time, an inch at a time, we keep going. With or without the Traveler.
It doesn't make sense. How are we still alive? Was the Witness only interested in the Veil? It appears to have created a link using ghosts and the Veil. The convergence of primordial light and darkness to open a portal. But to where? We should focus our efforts on the Veil and the trail the Witness might have left behind. If you need a moment, take it. But bear in mind, one loss does not equate to defeat. Keep fighting.
I wanted to thank you for bringing an end to what was once my father. I wish we had a moment of respite to celebrate our victory. Greater strife lies ahead. I will prepare the Cabal for the Witness's machinations, and when it reveals itself, I will once more be standing by your side on the battlefield.
Calus is gone, and the Veil is safe for now. I don't really know what victory looks like going forward, but I'm not gonna take this win from us. From Neomuna. It's weird not being the rookie anymore. I'm just Cloudstrider Nimbus. Feels wrong. Like I jumped out a window without my board. There was confidence in knowing the buck stopped with someone else. For Rohan, when I met him at least, it seemed like he just took everything in stride. It was easy for him. I guess I'll get there someday. We're having Rohan's induction into the Hall of Heroes in a bit. Will you join us? It'll be great. Quinn will say something stuffy, there'll be lots of cheering. Maybe a whistle if you want to get spicy. But I think he'd be honored if you were there.
With Neomuna Civil News, this is Jisoo Calorando coming to you today with Cloudstrider Nimbus for updates on the recent conflict. Nimbus, thank you for joining us in light of the heavy burden that has recently fallen on your shoulders.
I mean, whole city's hurting right now, Jisoo. Rohan was my hero, same as everyone else. But the best thing we can all do is make sure his sacrifice means something. Keep this city safe.
And what of the Guardians? Have they helped maintain our peace and safety, or are they adding new complications?
We all knew the return of the Pyramid Fleet was going to be complicated, and I'm glad we had the Guardians here every step of the way. There's one thing Rohan taught me, it's that no one survives alone. We need each other.
Impassioned words from one of our city's great champions. Let us hope time proves them wise as well. This is Jisoo Calorando, signing off. This is Jisoo Calorando coming to you once again with a special guest as part of our continuing war coverage, the Cabal Empress Keitel. Your Majesty, thank you for joining us today.
We thank you, Mr. Calorando.
Most of our listeners know little of your people's history beyond your colonization efforts on Mars and the recent Red War with Earth. Tell me, what is your goal here in the Sol system?
We came to your system as conquerors, Mr. Calorando. While that was not under my rule, it is a banner I would have gladly waved.
And yet you extended the offer of a truce with Earth.
The Cabal say there is no road through war. Your direction must change with circumstance.
Ah, you're referring to the recent destruction of your homeworld.
Torabottle was consumed by the Hive and the Witness. And so now my people fight for survival in addition to glory.
My sympathies. All of Neomuna knows what it is to lose a homeworld.
I do not place much value in your sympathies, Mr. Calorando. They were of little value to Earth.
Sure.
Today, we honor relentless Rohan, his service, his sacrifice. More than a protector of Neomuna, he was a true Cloudstrider. He cut his years short so that the whole of humanity may thrive far into the future.
Today we suffer, so tomorrow can live on. Oh, hey, Guardian. Induction ceremony wrap up all right? The citizens did a good job improvising. Traditionally, both Cloud Striders are there for the final handoff, but Rohan wasn't here, so... And if he were, he wouldn't be moaning about the past. He'd be too busy cracking open the veil, jumping through the portal, and knocking the witness back on its multiple asses. You know, the Vex were working on a copycat veil. Oh yeah, Rohan stumbled on it in the Nexus, years ago. It was half finished then, but he was convinced that the Vex had the goods on the original. Goods we'd need one day. Just think! We wrestle the Veil's secrets out of the Vex and we're one step closer to kicking down the Witness's door. But first, we gotta track down Rohan's notes. So, what do you say? Help me follow in the big guy's footsteps? Hey, friends! Any updates? I got Osiris to help with the decoding, and... to tell you the truth, he's getting on my nerves. Keeps asking how I'm doing, giving me these weird looks, like... I don't even know what.
Okay, Nimbus, the last packet is on its... Wait, what's this pattern? Is this part of Rohan's notes?
What's it look like?
An hourglass.
And the notes mostly talked about a garden, so... Not sure I get the connection. Not yet, anyway. Let's regroup. We'll have the last packet decoded by the time you get here. Too risky. Since when were you scared of a little risk?
The Black Garden does not contain a little risk. As for this second veil, to the Vex of the Soul Divisive, it was the Black Heart.
Who cares what it's called? It's our chance to follow the Witness.
Except it was destroyed years ago. Nimbus, I understand how grief can make one behave recklessly. But you can't...
Cloud Striders don't grieve. Death is just part of the flow.
Ah, Guardian. Perhaps you can convince our friend that the Black Heart is a dead end.
Hang on. If that heart thing was the same thing as the veil, then its blueprint can be our guide to the real thing. Come on, all we gotta do is follow Rohan's instructions. He's never steered us wrong before.
You're right. It's at least worth a closer look. But please, let the Guardian handle the groundwork. This city can't afford to lose another Cloud Strider.
All I heard was you're right, so let's get cracking! I'll send you a list of what we need.
That's the last item on the list, and it's a powerful one. We should hurry back to Nimbus.
I wouldn't rush. They're not in the best of moods at the moment. I reminded them that, however broadly they'd like to interpret the Cloud Strider's oath, their duties lie squarely on Neomuna, not in the Witness's playground.
So you convinced them to follow the rules? That doesn't sound like you. Or Nimbus.
I have learned from my mistakes, you know. And I can see when someone is about to repeat them. Nimbus may think they're after the Black Heart's blueprint, but really, they want a distraction from their grief.
How'd they take it when you said that?
They weren't a fan of the suggestion. But they agreed to make the passkey and let you finish the job.
Check this out!
We're in.
Good. Any sign of the Soul Divisive?
Not a Vex in sight. You should be proud, Nimbus. Rohan's passkey worked perfectly. I guess they're still hurt over missing out on the action.
All the more reason for them to stay out of the garden. It has a way of amplifying such emotions till they blot out all reason. So, quickly and quietly now. Find the conceptual mind, grab its memory core, and get out.
Roger that. The Soul Divisive. How did they know we were here?
Focus on getting past them now. We can dwell on the how later.
Made it through. Though I still don't understand how that happened. Unless we tripped an alarm on the way in.
It's possible. Perhaps Rohan's passkey had a flaw we didn't see.
But why not attack where we portaled in? Why let us get so far?
Are you suggesting someone else tipped off the Soul Divisive?
It's possible.
It's also disappointing. Stay on task. I'll go check on Nimbus.
Looks like someone beat us to the next security measure.
Sorry, friends. I couldn't sit this one out. I owe this to Rohan.
You owe it to Rohan to do your duty as a Cloud Strider.
Like you know what it means to be a Cloud Strider.
Nimbus, how did you even get in without a passkey?
You know that conflict you found back on Neomuna? Let's just say those lasers were meant for more than just a light show.
Taken? What are the Taken doing here?
I don't know about your end, but they're slowing me down over here.
Be careful. If the Taken are there, you're in for an even tougher fight than we expected. I suspect the Taken have been sent to do what the Soul Divisive refused to cover the Witness's tracks. Completely.
They're here for the conceptual mind.
Clearly, its knowledge presents a real threat to the Witness's plans. We need that memory core.
Nimbus, wait!
No time to lose. Last one to the conceptual mind is a disappointment to Rohan's legacy.
As if they needed more cores to act rashly. Guardian, you have to catch up with them before it's too late. Nimbus, I know you feel you have to do this for Rohan's sake, but...
Rohan is dead. I can't do anything for him anymore. Except live up to what he taught me. A Cloud Strider does whatever it takes to keep Neomuna safe. We don't hesitate in the face of danger. We don't let pain stop us. We let it remind us that...
You're still breathing, still fighting. Yes, I know. You shouldn't let pain stop you. But you can't let it propel you either. Trust me, that path only leads to more pain.
We found this. It's Cloud Strider tech, all right. Rohan probably ran right past this spot when he... Looking at this, all I can think of is how Rohan didn't need weapons or fancy mods. Sure, he liked his gear, but he didn't need all that to defend our city. To do his duty as a Cloud Strider. Just what I should be doing right now. You take it. Use it to get the blueprint. Meet me back in Neomuna when you're done, okay?
Osiris, we caught up with Nimbus. They're on their way back to Neomuna.
You convinced them. Well done, Guardian. Must be your way with words. But you'll need more than that if you're to reach the conceptual mind before the Taken. Don't forget what you're here for.
We're on the move. The Taken are pulling ahead. Time to really let loose, Guardian. We can't let them destroy the conceptual mind. At least not until we get its memory core. There's the conceptual mind, and its failed creation. Or its god. Huh. I never really thought about that before. What kind of beings create their own god? And it's not even an original.
Happens more than you think. Something to ponder after the memory core is safely in hand.
Right. Focus up, Guardian. The conceptual mind is down for the count. Looks like the Taken have all cleared out. Why aren't they fighting us for the memory core?
I'm sure they were merely told to destroy the Blackheart's architect. I doubt they were aware it's Knowledge is the true threat.
You really think this blueprint will help us with the Veil? After all, if the Black Heart was meant to be a copy of the Veil, it didn't exactly succeed.
True. But even studying the failed attempt can lead to useful information. We won't know for certain until we open up the memory core, which will take some time, so hurry back. Besides, I'm sure our friend Nimbus could stand to hear some good news right about now.
Absolutely. On our way.
You got the goods. Osiris rallied a team of researchers while you were out. They've been itching to get their mitts on this. I knew you'd get the job done. Seriously, I don't want you to think I charged in there because I didn't trust you. I guess I was just after something else. Something you can't find in the Black Garden. Or anywhere else. I thought I had accepted death. That's part of the whole Cloudstrider deal, you know? Our service, our sacrifice. I'm not afraid of dying. Really. But I never considered what it'd be like to keep fighting when... And I know this pain is to remind me that I'm still breathing, but how can I, when there's this giant hole where a person used to be? He didn't prepare me for this part. At least now I get why Osiris is the way that he is. I owe him an apology. And I owe you my thanks, Guardian. Thank you for everything. When you said you understood, I never asked why.
She saved me. As she always did. Throughout all the lives we shared, she was always my better. Just before she told me don't lose hope in the darkness. She must have known what I'd find here.
What was her name?
Sagira. As reckless as it was, I hoped the Black Garden helped Nimbus navigate their pain. Perhaps even find peace. I suppose I should have expected Ikora to recover any pieces she could of Sagira. To give me that same opportunity. There are still mysteries to be solved and a trail to uncover. Our assistance here must continue. I will keep a watchful eye on Neomuna. But for now I must depart. This seems a good time to return home, to those we love. We will likely need each other for what's to come, Guardian. Now more than ever.
Intolerable.
What draws the Empress' desire now?
The soldiers Calus sends. While some of these may be the mindless clones you saw on the Leviathan, many more are deserters and traitors. Those who have forgotten what it means to be Cabal.
That still troubles you? This is not a new state of affairs.
No, but it is more than that. It is the further division of a people. It is destruction from within, by our own hands. Once I was hungry for the glory of battle. Even now I have never turned away from a necessary fight. But I see only foolishness here.
The time when this fight could have been avoided is long past.
I know. This is not reluctance. Only regret.
Sid, it's us. Can you tell us anything about this building and what the Cabal would want with it?
I see your position. Oh, that's one of the hydroponic tower farms. It's one of the big hubs of food production here in Neomuna.
So pretty important then.
That's an understatement. Get him out of there, will you?
Not that food production isn't valuable, but is there something more going on here? This is a lot of Cabal.
All farms like this have a central parent tree. It's already a rootstock with a couple dozen genetic strains in it. Think of it like a plant backup drive.
So if you lose some plants, you can just get more clippings?
Right you are. And it's protected by some heavy-duty climate control hardware. So it's not defenseless, but it's not military spec either. So that Shadow Legion could do real damage. We can only lose so many farms before we're unable to support the people in the Cloud Ark anymore.
I'm glad we're still helping the Neomuni, but part of me feels hollow without the Traveler. It's always been a presence within me before. I was angry when I discovered it gave the Hive the light, and confused, but I never wanted. We have to find out what the Witness has done.
I've been watching you. Not like in a creepy way. I've been tracking the war on city sensors. You seem terrifyingly competent. Anyway, this is where I'd usually show you around, maybe buy you a drink, but I got an eensy-weensy crisis. Let me just... What? No! Do not core dump! Dumb machine! Okay. Why don't you take a look around while I get to a good stopping point? Welcome, Neomuna, to the Hall of Heroes, where history lives on in you. The Earth author Peter S. Beagle once wrote, "There is no immortality but a tree's love. No one dies so long as they are remembered." So join me, City Archivist Quinn Legari, as we learn about the great heroes who have made our impossible city a reality. Hi, I'm Quinn Legari, City Archivist. It's my job to keep the past alive and help shape the future. With so much history lost to the first collapse, preserving humanity's knowledge is one of Neomuna's highest priorities. If we do not know who we have been, can we truly decide who we shall become? I hate those things. They made me re-record all my originals. Apparently, my take on history can be too sarcastic. Altruism, affinity, awareness. These aren't just the Cloudstrider ideals. They are the soul of Neomuna. Each of the memorials filling this room is a server dedicated to the life of a fallen hero, made from their own augmented systems. Every communication and journal detailing their noble sacrifice is available not only for future Cloudstriders to study, but you as well. The truest way to honor our city's champions is by using their experience to improve ourselves. Here in the foyer of arrivals rests noble Rohan. This sacred space honors both the beauty and the grief in a hero's passing. Since lockdown, so much of our city lived vicariously through our champion, and so we feel his loss more keenly. Every Cloudstrider embraces mortality, but in the lives they save and deeds recounted, they are timeless. The seed of each plant thrives in soil enriched by fallen leaves. All they are, from inception to fruit, is an echo of who came before. The plants grown here in the Hall of Heroes are all reclaimed species, extinct on Earth and restored on Neomuna. They are memories of a lost homeworld, returned to life thanks to the safety and prosperity our champions provide. Every drop that falls eventually reaches its end, yet the river continues on. That lone drop is simply a shape the river takes for a time. The water within rejoins the flow and continues on. Those loved ones who pass remain a part of us, forever shaping who we are and who we become. People are like, Quinn, you got... The pukas you see throughout the Hall of Heroes
are attracted to the powerful emotions of visitors just like you. Over generations, they have acclimated to their human neighbors. Cloud Striders routinely used emotional support pukas in training and therapy. They often select the friendliest chicks from those hatched right here, among their fallen predecessors. The founders came to Neptune in fear, desperate to survive the collapse. The Traveler had left gardens on many planets and moons. But on Neptune, they found a harsh frontier of floating continents and dangerous storms. Compassion, cooperation, and innovation allowed them to survive, just as they now allow us all to flourish.
Okay, so, remember when you stopped Calus, saved the city, and looked good doing it? When the Witness made that connection after, it rebooted all our Cloud Arc security. I guess the Vex noticed because they busted in here and blew up 5 of my Memorial servers. The audacity, right? Each server is nano-constructed from a Cloud Strider's core drive and filled with all their logs and records. They're irreplaceable. It's not like the Vex are destroyed so randomly. There's gotta be a connection, probably on those wrecked servers. But any data connecting these 5 Striders was in the servers they blew up. Long story short, your buddy Ghost has some sensors I've never seen before. So I thought maybe he could help me scrape the data? Just go take a look at those damaged memorials. See if you can pick up anything.
Maelstrom. She was one of the city's greatest military leaders. Ended the Cobalt occupation before she even became a Cloud Strider. Everybody loves him now, but back when Bluejay was just Conrad Jane, the whole city hated his guts. Did all kinds of illegal sim research. The Strider. She was the very first official Cloud Strider. Losing her records hurts the most. Stargazer. You probably wouldn't expect a mathematician to be a great Cloud Strider. But I hear your Ikora Ray is kind of a nerd, too. Siegebreaker. Telluride Magsy. He converted in the middle of the 20-year siege, and he ended it. But Vex captured his mentor, Puck. Magsy rescued Puck, but by then, the bots had stripped secrets from his brain. Old man couldn't handle the guilt. Took risks. Got hurt.
That's awful. And eerily similar to what Osiris went through. I wonder if Rohan learned how to counsel Osiris from... Guardian, your Strand, what's happening?
You recreated the memorial! Nimbus said your Strand power could make things, but I didn't think they meant like this.
Neither did we. I guess Neomuna's emotional connection to their heroes is strong enough to anchor this Strand creation permanently.
I've read some academic studies on veil transcription of the collective unconscious. I bet if I put you in cryo, I could...
Quinn, maybe we should focus on the Vex for now. Why they attacked and if they're coming back.
Yeah, I guess you're probably more useful not frozen. Right now. Let's see if we can figure out why the Vex broke in.
Built a data crawler app to scour Siegebreaker's database for mentions of the other 4 Cloud Striders targeted in that Vex attack. He references Stargazer and some kind of secret number-crunching algorithm. No context. So I need you to restore Stargazer's records. All you need to do is sort of vibe with Stargazer, the city's most famous explorer.
Hey, Ligari, how are things holding up over there? Heard the hall got hit.
Oh, that's fine-ish. No load-bearing damage, and the rest is taken care of. A little unorthodox, but we're good.
You sure? I can take a look.
I'm sure. Save your resources for the more vital infrastructure. We'll have a bad time, a worse time, if the farms go.
You let me know if that changes. Might not be as immediate as the siege, but our history's worth keeping safe.
That's why you're my favorite, Sid.
Ah, you say that to everyone.
And I mean it to everyone.
With Neomuno Civil News, this is Jisoo Calorondo reporting. Scientists continue to study the alien structure the Witness created from the remains of the Traveler. The link established between the Veil and the Traveler's so-called Pale Heart created a portal through which the Pyramid Fleet leader escaped. Professor Alagi Ahmed commented, "It appears to be an Einstein-Rosen bridge, but with paracausality, little can be said for certain." Stay tuned to Neomuno Civil News for updates.
And victory goes to the Trailblazing, Prowl-Raising, Legion-beaten, Vector-beaten, Neomunic champs, the Guardian! Now that's how you shut down a city disturbance! Nicely done!
Yes. How to describe? Algorithm is inaccurate, but acceptable shorthand. It's an occlusion. In the way, perhaps, but if we ride along the edge... Accelerated processing, gravitational lensing as applied to data.
What's up? I found Stargazer's algorithm in the data you recovered, except it's not an algorithm. They called it the occlusion. Love this stuff. My data crawler also pulled some old library records showing who else accessed Stargazer's archive back in the day. Maelstrom. She was the greatest military mind in history, and she's one of our smashed servers. It can't be a coincidence. If this occlusion spooked the Vex, maybe Maelstrom kept a backup of it on her server. She was a warrior, so go start some fights.
I'm detecting a major Vex force inside, Guardian, and lots of utility access. We should find out if this building is critical infrastructure. Sam, are you on comms?
Yeah, what's up, little bud?
We have Vex fortifying in a large structure on the waterfront.
Let me just find you on the security feeds, and... Whoa! Are you in the Thrilladrome? I missed that place! It was the premier destination for extreme esports.
It's what? Like video games?
Extreme esports.
Line after line of circuitry, beckoning corruption. Breathe deep. Be thankful I can do no more than this.
Sam, there's a Vex portal accessing the building's mainframe.
Oh, that's super bad. The drone's got Cloud Arc root access to help it crunch cycles.
It what? We've got to get in there and stop it, Guardian. arcade. What a concept. What do you think it's like to have free time and spend it playing video games, Guardian?
This little electronic oracle may be useful, but I don't like anyone standing behind me, whether they've got a knife or not. So the question is, tear it out and let the whole network fall apart, or leave it in, and maybe things get a whole lot worse.
This look good? My data crawler's running hot! Maelstrom accessed the occlusion a lot. She called it a simulation echo, but it's not a saved file. It's hidden code in the Cloud Arc. She found it in Cloudstrider Bluejay's notes, so, you know, kinda need his archive restored. Bluejay was a tech genius, rebuilt the Cloud Arc into a virtual world. He also built most of our modern computer defenses, which means security. Ugh. Security access is the bane of my archival career. This is outside my clearance, but Nimbus could help.
Ready to take on some baddies?
Nimbus, we've entered the VexNet, but there's no way forward.
Let me cross-check your position markers. Oh, there you are. I'll open a path for you. You're in the VexNet's quantum entangled pointer directory.
Any damage done to a pointer will be reflected on the data it's entangled with. Cloud Arc data, I presume.
Yep. And now that the Shadow Legion are invading the VexNet, they're planting bombs and destabilizing everything. If any bombs go off, they'll destroy irreplaceable data in the Cloud Arc. Can we count on you to stop them?
We've got your back, Nimbus. Bomb defused.
Great work! But I'm detecting more explosive signatures further out in the VexNet. Hang on, I'll open another path for you. Vex network permissions can be so fussy. Got it! I've opened up a data conduit. They're used for high-speed data transfer, but they'll carry you just as fast. According to the directory, the pointer ahead of you leads to a historical code repository by user M. Sundaresh.
Maya Sundaresh? Of the Ishtar Collective?
The one and only. She was one of Neomuna's founders. Her code laid the city's foundations.
But that code must be centuries old. Surely it isn't still in use.
Of course not, but it's part of our history.
And you say I'm obsessed with ancient history.
This pointer is for a collection of Sundaresh's personal logs, authentication keys and all.
The Guardian is risking their life for diary entries? I was expecting something more important.
They are important.
I think we've found our bomb setter.
I'm reading another explosive signature.
It must have some kind of fail-safe arming mechanism. Guardian, defuse it quickly.
planting any more bombs.
Data integrity checks look good across the board. What a relief.
This data, it isn't of immediate use, but it's clearly important to you.
We can always rebuild. But Rohan used to say, if we lose sight of where we came from, whatever we built wouldn't be Neomuna anymore.
I see. Your memories, your history, makes you who you are.
It's the shadow of every story and memory and hope we brought with us. The stars are off limits, but the veil knits an entire universe for us. We just had to embrace it.
So it turns out, no shocker, Bluejay found the occlusion from the first Strider's records. I've got a bigger issue for you, though. My occlusion data crawler accidentally expanded to scan Shadow Legion radio chatter. It returned a hit. The Cabal discovered a new Vex operation looking for the occlusion and ordered their troops to steer clear. So the Vex aren't afraid of the occlusion. They want it, and they're tunneling into the Cloud Arc to find it. It all comes back to the first Strider. I need you to restore her memorial. Guess you could have seen that coming, huh? She was a legendary warrior, so you need to go over the top defending the city. And keep your eyes open. Shadow Legion troops might be carrying more telemetry about this Vex mission.
The disruptor array is gone. Maybe not for good, but for now the Cloud Arc is stable and the citizens are happy. All thanks to you, friend.
Looks like this goes all the way inside the ship. I'm going to send some of this telemetry to the Empress. She might be able to tell us something about what the Cabal here are doing.
You are pressing further into the Shadow Legion's territory, I see.
It's not like other Cabal ships we've been inside.
It wouldn't be. Calus has abandoned much of what made us Cabal. Still, there may be worthwhile intelligence. What is the Earth idiom? Through a mirror?
Empress?
Calus forbade the right of proving, bureaucratically. An ancient tradition dying by inches. This suggests... it's as if the soldiers here have tried to reconstruct that right, but have forgotten why it began.
Fighting? Just to fight?
Perhaps fighting only because the fight is forbidden.
Done and done. That's got to thin out the ranks some, right? I'll let Nimbus know what went down.
Looks like you've been busy. Let's see what the Shadow Legion knows about the Vex operation. Huh. I must have translated something wrong. Because this says the Vex are trying to reach a Vex mine stuck in the Cloud Arc. It's not an attack for them. It's a rescue mission. But the occlusion's been in there for centuries. It's load-bearing. It can't be a Vex mine. The first Cloud Strider found it. She wouldn't keep something like that a secret.
Maybe we're ready to find out. Because if she did, she'd be having a crisis of faith, just like we're having.
Oh, it's okay. I'll keep you safe. Just rest.
It doesn't sound like Strider was talking to a Vex.
It sounded like she was talking to a child. A scared child.
You're telling me the occlusion is a Vex mind? But what, it's a baby? A baby that wants to hide from the rest of the Vex?
Well, a busy data network like the Cloud Arc would be the perfect place to hide. The Vex only noticed it when all your security reset.
I'm getting a fix on this Vex tunneling operation. Put a stop to it. We'll figure out the rest later.
The Veil. So, the witch didn't ruin you during her escapade. Good.
Never thought I'd help save a Vex. Of course, I never thought I'd work with a smoking hot Earth warlord either. Interesting times. The occlusion is still... asleep isn't the right word, but basically asleep. I think it just likes the quiet. It's buried too deep in the network to just yank out, so for now I guess we just let it sleep. I'll let Nimbus and the City Council figure out what to do. Nimbus says you like weapons, and as Chief Archivist, I have access to some fun artifacts in the vault. Don't put your eye out.
Good to see you.
I'm here today with a special guest as part of our ongoing Earth Interest series, Osiris, Counsel to Earth's Vanguard. Mr. Osiris, how long does the Vanguard intend to maintain its presence in our city?
Long enough to counter the Dog Fleet's threat to our worlds. But we have no interest in maintaining a presence if your leaders object. We are allies, not conquerors.
And how do you respond to critics wary of that claim?
While I know the Vanguard harbors no dreams of empire, I find your people's prudence both reasonable and justified.
Does the Vanguard intend to withdraw troops in the near future?
A tricky request, Mr. Colorando. We will leave fast, certainly. But the Shadow Legion remains a dangerous opponent. An opponent that I fear could overwhelm either of our divided fronts. For now, we are happy to follow the leadership of your Cloud Strider while we operate within your city and assist wherever we can.
Let us hope your motives remain so open-minded and generous. Civil News, this is Jisoo Calorando reporting. With Calus defeated, authorities now turn to new priorities. Foremost, Cloud Arc disruptions and nightmares associated with the name Nezarec. City Council urges citizens to remain calm as they investigate. Stay tuned to Neomono Civil News for updates.
We're in. Let me radio Nimbus and see what this is all about.
Hey, Guardian! See that eyesore of a castle? There's a Vex mine hold up in there that's been hassling us for months now. Whenever the firewall patrols drive it off, it comes back. This time it came back with some serious defenses. We can't spare any patrols right now, but we can't leave it there either. What do you say?
We'll send that Vex mine packing. The entrance is protected by a mutating algorithm. Looks like some kind of fractal metamorphic loop. Ugh, my head is spinning just looking at it. Breaking this could take hours.
Hey, I bet I can help. Let me just get into their defense subroutines. Inject a little code here, rewrite permissions there. And boom! Logic bomb created! Careful with that, it's volatile code. And you can use it to blow holes in the Vex's firewalls.
Is that safe?
For you, sure. For the Vex, not so much.
Nimbus, the hallway is blocked. We need another way around.
Let me check your telemetry. Okay, I've identified a weakness in the firewall. Blow up those Vex and I'll make you a logic bomb.
Nimbus, we've got a complication. The Shadow Legion are invading the Keep too.
The Keep must be prime real estate, huh? Too bad we can't let the Shadow Legion get a foothold, or I'd say we let them fight each other.
There's the Vex mine, and it's got some serious shields. Nimbus, got any more logic bombs for us?
Already on it, little buddy. Just keep fighting those Vex.
And stay down.
Nice work. That's one less headache for me and the firewall patrols. Well, for now, anyways. That's the thing about Vex, right? Stop them 100 times and they come back 101 times. It never ends.
But now you've got us. We're in this fight with you.
The Vex won't know what hit them. We'll keep an eye on this, the Keep. If there's any movement, you'll be the first to know.
Bring me your fears. Allow them to fuel my return. A shame. You did not choose the witness. This could have been so much simpler. You've arrived. Good. I'm glad my messages reached you. I considered you might leave me here to rot, but we both know you Guardians can't resist unanswered questions. Or a challenge. These sensations. The tingle in my fingertips. This power is familiar yet different. Oh, it's invigorating. If I had a modicum of my original power, I'd have killed one or three of those citizens to expedite your arrival. Instead, I suffer from the incompetence presence of these new recruits. I can hear the shifting roots across the pyramid's architecture. Taste the paracausality on my tongue. Progress. After that witch killed me and cursed my remains, I assumed that's when she whisked away the veil to Neptune, the coveted key to the Witness's plans, and the sapid secret of its first victims. As much as I loathe her, I must applaud her efforts. As I've gathered, there was barely anything left of me for the Witness to collect. Has anyone suffered from the pieces they took? I wonder if I can track them down. Do you happen to know who took them? Consider the information reparations for my untimely death.
Guardian down.
Light-bearers have always seemed efficient at creating their own chaos. Your warlords did a masterful job of that. Do you enjoy hearing the final screams of your enemies? Screams are the most delicious when they're wrenched directly from the throat. An echo that reverberates through eternity. How beautiful. Tear that useless sack of meat apart from me, won't you? He hasn't accomplished nearly as much as you in your short time here. Such tenacious adventurers. It's fascinating to see the lengths you'll go to reach your goals. Emissaries of pain and death. It's inspiring. I have been trapped for a very long time. Such a cruel fate for simply fulfilling my duties. Don't you think? Free me. I want to experience this world with my new perspective. Oh, a shame we can't entertain our one-sided conversations further. Oh, but this feels too good. Guardian, let me devour your fear. My memory will never extinguish. In your calmest moments, your deepest slumber, you will remember me, Guardian.
While our attention was drawn to Neptune, something wicked stirred in the Witness's pyramid. A life force thought to be lost, unknowingly revived by the Traveler's terraforming power. Its defensive display forever imprinted upon the vessel. The infamous final god of pain sought to use this paracausal power for his own curiosities. But it proved to be his final mistake. The people of Neomuna may now be free of Nazarek's influence, But the Cabal and Vex remain at their doorstep. Though an unanswerable question remains on all our minds. Where has the witness gone? We must begin our search in the pieces it has left behind. It will not succeed for as long as we remain in existence.
Vanguard forces recently engaged an independent provocateur identified as Nezarek within a derelict Black Fleet vessel. Described as the final god of pain in pre-collapse sources, he possessed potent psionic abilities. Authorities believe these abilities allowed him to access and disrupt Cloud Ark operations here in Neomuna.
I'm picking up a Cloud Ark signal on my sensors.
Hey! It isn't my favorite people! You up for something different today?
Whoa, is that really you, Sam? You look different.
Yeah, that'd be the virus. You've seen those Vex portals around the city, right? Well, I'm carrying a virus that'll thin them out. I need to upload it to the Vex's local directory, but they won't let me just walk in. I can't wrangle this virus and fight at the same time. Whoa, what are all these shadow legion doing?
They're hijacking the Vex portals. Let's take them down.
This Vex firewall is toughed up, but the virus should be able to punch through. As long as I can feed it enough raw data.
Looks like that shadow legion is carrying a bank of Vex decryption keys. Probably to brute force the defenses. Would that work?
Good thing. Send me that data and I'll give it a try.
The firewall is down. Good work, Sam.
Back at ya! I couldn't do this without you. The Vex are amping up their defenses. I'm gonna need more data to break through. That's more like it!
Sam, stop destroying the walkways.
Sorry. Hard to control this thing. Wow! Got any pointers? I don't have any cool superpowers, but I bet I could learn something from you. The Vex local directory is right up ahead.
Hey!
Oh, oops. Whoa, check out that Vex. Those defenses are mega bad news.
It's blocking all outbound signals. The virus won't be going anywhere until we destroy that Vex.
Give me some raw data from the Shadow Legion and I'll take down those defenses.
There's the data. Sam, catch!
I'm trying!
Good thing the Vex care more about structural integrity than Sam does.
Hey, I'm doing my best here. Score one for the home team. It'll take me a bit to get the virus uploaded, but now that the coast is clear, that'll be a breeze.
We make a great team, don't we?
And not just when I'm on the other side of the radio. The Vex won't take this lying down, but whenever there's a new virus to deliver, I know who I'll call. See you then.
Thank you for assisting me in this fact-finding mission, Guardian. There is much to uncover about the Veil, and your work here is indispensable.
I got you on Overwatch. Let's get to work. I was just thinking about you.
This Vex data is intriguing. It seems as though they're trying to access servers not currently connected to the Cloud Arc.
Do we even have systems that aren't connected? That's weird. Does it say where they're digging?
Not yet, no. We need a few more data points. Guardian, let's get moving.
What have we got?
Interesting. The Vex have been attempting to breach an air-gap firewall in the old Ishtar Collective systems at Veil Containment. My initial investigation indicated those systems had been wiped in some sort of electromagnetic event. But perhaps in our haste, we overlooked something. Let us go discover what the Vex have been after.
You know, ever since we defeated Calus, I've been wondering a lot more about the Veil. I think we take it for granted. It's always been here. We always assumed that the Ishtar Collective brought it with them on the Exodus ship, but...
But now you question that assumption.
Nezarek seemed to know something, didn't he? When we were inside the Vex network, he said something about Savathun.
My memories cast shadows of Savathuns. Echoes of the time she and I were bound by her dark magic. The more time we spend here, the clearer the outline of those shadows become. The Ishtar Collective didn't bring the Veil here, Nimbus. Savathun stole it from the Witness and left it here. Quite possibly for the Ishtar Collective to find.
Why? Why would she do that? Isn't she our enemy?
She is. And yet at times, she is our ally. When it is convenient to her. And in that convenience, we find common ground. Or as a friend once said, the line between light and dark is very thin.
I kinda hate that.
As do I. Excellent. That terminal is functional. I've sent a data mining application to your Ghost. Upload it, and let's see what we can find.
Chioma Essie. Personal log. Incidental. Maya arrived yesterday with the Exodus Indigo. I should be relieved, but in light of the current situation, I don't feel much of anything. We're presently en route from Hyperion to the terraformed surface of Neptune. I'm scared. I'm so scared. We don't even know what we've lost. Comms are dead. It's just silence everywhere. We might be all that's left. Maya was right about everything. The cult, the end, how we'll survive. I hate this.
Chioma Essie was one of the founders of Neomuna. There's a part of the city named after her. This is like hearing a legend.
I knew of Chioma Essie and her wife, Maya Sundarish. They were Ishtar Collective researchers on Venus during the Golden Age.
Is this all there is? The one log?
No. There's an entire archive here. It could be the key to unraveling the mystery of the Veil.
Not to cut this short, but we've got it coming. There's Taken popping up all over the courtyard and... Tormentor! There's a Tormentor heading into the facility.
Guardian, neutralize the Tormentor. We can't lose this data. The Tormentor is defeated, and the area is secure. However, the remainder of Dr. Essie's logs are encrypted. She's using an adaptive Vex algorithm to protect them. It will take me several days to break through. Whatever this is, it must be valuable. Guardian, I recommend you check back here later to see what we've uncovered.
Chioma Essie, research log, the Veil. I don't even know where to start. When we landed on Neptune, there was something waiting for us. An alien structure. It's an electromagnetic anomaly. No mass, but a tangible surface area. It's like a thesis statement to the von Neumann-Wigner hypothesis. It's definitely paracausal, like the Traveler. Maya calls it the Veil. She says she heard the name in a whisper when she looked at it. When I asked her who whispered, she said it was her own voice. I still haven't had time to process that. Everyone on the initial survey team died. The minute they touched the object, they entered a state of brain death. All of them. To make it worse, the EM radiation emitting from the Veil is causing psychological distress in the exos that came with us. They've all described moments of intense, hallucinogenic reverie. Some of them went silent and rigid and just stopped. Maya called it billboarding. Something from the early days of Clovis Bray's Exomind project. She doesn't seem afraid or surprised. She's convinced this thing, in her own words, she says, it'll be our salvation.
Fascinating. This corroborates what Nezarek said, that the Veil survived Savathun's escapade. This must have been the root of Savathun's betrayal, stalling the Witness's plan to buy time to counter it.
So, she stole the Veil from Nezarek?
And killed him in doing so. It explains what happened to the lunar pyramid, why it's dormant.
And what about the rest of this? What happened to the Exos? Is that what happened to all of them?
I have some theories, but it's too early. Regardless, it sounds like the Veil had an ill effect on Dr. Sandaresh. We must be cautious. Hopefully the next log we decrypt will shed more light on this enigma.
Chioma Essie, research log, the Veil. We shouldn't settle here. It's a mistake. But Maya is insistent that we have to build our long-term shelters near the Veil. We're almost done constructing an enclosure around it. Once the field emitters are up, we should at least be safe from its radiation. The Siva tech Maya had on the Exodus was a lifesaver. Not only for building the enclosure, but shelters, tools. We'd be dead without it. But it still wasn't fast enough. The last XO in our group succumbed to brain death yesterday. Maya's quarantined the bodies for study. She says our next step should be finding a way to draw power from the Veil so we're self-sufficient. I'm insisting on turbines instead. But she doesn't think that's good enough. Not for as long-term as this might be. Which, I guess. But I can't shake this feeling. Like we're making a terrible mistake.
I'm not getting a good vibe from this. Quinn says these records contradict some of her own. But there's a ton of references to Maya Sundaresh in our archives that are redacted. I'm worried, Osiris. What if everything we've been told our whole lives? What if it was all a lie?
Don't despair yet, young friend. The truth may be somewhere between these logs and what you've been told in the past. In my experience, history can be contradictory. Regardless, we won't know until we decrypt more of these logs.
Chioma Essie, incident log, the Vex.
Interesting.
6 weeks ago, our settlement came under attack by an intrusion of Vex forces. It was a test of our defenses for a larger incursion. Yesterday, scouts discovered temporarily realigned architecture just outside the stronghold limits. The Vex had retroactively inserted themselves into Neptune's history, just like they did on Venus. But unlike Venus, something stopped them short of our habitat. They had to fight their way in. I think it's the Veil. Something about the paracausal nature of the Veil is preventing their temporal excursions. But the Vex aren't giving up. They did something to Neptune's magnetic field, wove a sim into it, a screen to isolate us. It's a double-edged sword. The Vex screen hides us from the outside world, from whatever's happened. So we're safe-ish. But we're stuck with the Vex. Thankfully, they're slow to react, and it's giving us time to research countermeasures. It's almost our anniversary. I should do something for Maya. She'll forget. She's always so busy. Computer, prepare food synthesis. File, Geoma date night 6. Oh, and add a bottle of port.
Osiris? You alright?
Yes, I'm fine. I just, saw shadows. My choices. Saint. Dr. Sandaresh and I walked very similar paths of obsession, it seems.
Oh.
And nevertheless, it appears that Neomuna's history is deeply tied to the Vex. Hopefully the next decryption will shed more light on this.
Geoma Essie, research log, Exos. Maya and I have built a working theory around the deaths of our Exo crewmates after their exposure to the Veil. According to Maya, Exo minds contain a combination of Vex radiolaria and something known as clarity. Radiolaria are alien microorganisms living within a hive mind state. Or, I suppose more accurately, a community. Clarity is, Maya described it as a paracausal power derived from an alien artifact. Something Braytech had kept secret. Something Maya thinks the Veil and this artifact are related. That the paracausal force from the Veil overloaded their exominds, unraveled them. It's like taking a powerful magnet to an archaic magnetic storage device. Full erasure. But Maya, she thinks we can reverse engineer this phenomenon. Use it to write data to a clarity-infused object. Fabricate consciousness. Scientifically, the process seems sound, but morally... Maya keeps saying that we're past the point of morality. She said that. She's convinced that our survival hinges on mastery of the Veil. It's like she's the one unraveling. I feel like I'm losing her. But every time I try and push, I feel her move a little further away. I don't know if I can lose anything else. How much more can any of us lose before there's nothing left?
Nimbus, how much do you know about the Cloud Strider's creation? The technology used?
You don't think...
I make no assertions yet. But I worry that your neon-lit city may have darker roots than either of us knew.
Oh.
Geoma Essie, research log, Siva. Siva is a nanotech fabrication system, intended to be used by Exodus ships to rapidly build necessary resources from base matter. Maya calls it Willa Bray's obsession, without a hint of self-awareness. But we both see the potential it poses for the future. Each nanomachine in Siva's design is an independent, thinking machine, utilizing a distributed quantum network to coordinate movement. Like a mechanical version of radiolaria. Probably where the design was inspired from, if I'm being honest. But the design can be pushed. We're looking at ways of incorporating components from disabled Vex and erased exominds. If we can insulate the nanomachines from the radiation that killed the Exos, maybe their deaths won't be for nothing.
Wait. Does this really mean I'm part Vex?
Well, it's too early to jump to these conclusions, Nimbus. But there does seem to be some connection between the Vex and the Cloudstriders. It may explain why you and the others are able to enter the Vex network without the aid of splicers.
Can I time travel?
No, let's hope not.
Chioma Essie. Research log. Veil interface. Maya and I have finalized a prototype interface for the Veil. Hopefully it'll allow our research team to investigate it in detail. The system's designed like an orchestra, with a central conductor directing a symphony of minds to act like a distributed network. The idea came to us by watching how collective networks like SIVA and the Vex operate. The hope is we can aggregate and parse the vast amounts of psychic data emitting from the Veil, turn it into something intelligible. If we're successful, the interface will provide us with a starting point for any future technological research tied to the Veil. The risks of such integration are high. The estimated mortality rates are... But I don't know what I'm doing. This is wrong. This is so wrong. We shouldn't... All she ever talks about is survival. Think big picture. What about your survival? What about your heart? My heart? I can't keep doing this. I can't. I can't.
Again, I see a shadow of myself in Maya Sandarish. The man I could have become had I let obsession continue to rule me. I'm worried what the next recording will reveal.
Me too.
Chioma Essie. Research log. Veil interface. Supplemental. They're all dead. Chorus. Conductor. Everyone. It was too much. Swept their minds away like grains of sand on a beach. They're all dead. Maya called it valuable data points. Wellsprings and rivers are something. What have I done?
Dang it. This killed their entire research team, but it sounds like... It's like...
Like their lives held no value to Dr. Sandarish. There's a troubling symmetry with data we've recovered from Titan. Data on the origin of the Witness. It, too, was once multiple people that became conjoined by the way of some sort of ritual with the Veil. Perhaps a conductor and a chorus. It is troubling that Dr. Sandarish seemed to be moving down that same path.
I don't like this, Osiris. I don't like this at all.
Chioma Essie. Research log. Lakshmi 2.
What?
Maya's... I don't even know what to say. I'd recused myself from further experiments. Told her to take some time off. She refused. And the minute I wasn't there, she started hauling the brain-dead exos out of cold storage, hooking them up to the Veil interface. She burned through dozens of them, reversed the entire machine's design, used a chorus of brain-dead exos to funnel data down to the conductor seat, projecting a mental imprint. Hers. I didn't know Lakshmi too, but Maya did. And now she's made this thing. It speaks with her voice, has some of her memories. The way it looks at me. It's like it knows something I don't.
Osiris, do you recognize that name? Lakshmi?
Yes. And no. Lakshmi, too, was an exo and once leader of a faction on Earth known as the Future War Cult. She died over a year ago. But she never once made mention of any of this. Of Neomuna, of Maya. Did she know? Did she remember? This is all as much a revelation to me as it is to you. It throws everything she did while in the last city into question.
I mean, if she was a copy of Dr. Sundaresh, then is she really dead?
I don't know. For now, I must deliver a rather uncomfortable report to Ikora.
Chioma Essie. Research log. The Veil. She did it. Maya connected people to the Veil. Our own scientists. And they survived. I should be happy, but... happy that all this horror wasn't for nothing? But I'm not. I'm disgusted. In myself, in Maya, in all of us. This thing, the Veil, it's some kind of web of consciousness. Just like the Vex network, but organic instead of artificial. It makes sense why the Vex want it. Paracausal simulations. There'd be no stopping them. I should be happy to be a part of history, to solve a cosmic riddle. Happy for Maya, happy for all of us. But I'm not. I don't feel anything. Maya is gone. The woman I knew may as well have died when we landed on Neptune. But her ghost still haunts me. This place. I don't know what to do. There's a generation of children born here now. This is their home. I don't know what to do.
Damn. Osiris, this is... I don't know if I want to listen to this anymore.
Obsession is a beast with long, sharp talons. A beast that does not so easily release its prey. Maya Sundaresh is but one victim.
That sounds like you're talking from experience.
Painfully so. But unlike Dr. Sundaresh, I found a way out of the beast's grasp before it was too late.
How?
By losing.
Chioma Essie. Personal log. Incidental. Maya's dead. I found her in the conductor's chair, alone. Nobody knows what she was doing. Her copy, that thing, Lakshmi, is still developmentally incomplete. It doesn't understand what happened to Maya. I had it quarantined until we do something.
There's no dates on any of these files. There's no telling how much time is set between them.
Time enough for loss. How many are left?
3 more.
Then let us hope there are yet more answers to uncover.
Chioma Essie. Log. Whatever. The war mind has reactivated. Our base on Hyperion detected network activity. They found us. Classified our location, Nephili Stronghold. We already estimate that Rasputin has attempted remote interference with our network, our research. It can't. I won't let what we learned here ruin more lives. I'm going to send Stargazer off-world to deal with the problem. They can take Lakshmi with them and do whatever. As long as it's out of the city, out of my sight. It's a risk, taking an action off-world, exposing ourselves. But we have to. What we've done here has to be quarantined. The Veil is too much power. Too much for anyone.
Stargazer. That puts the time of this recording around the foundation of the Cloudstriders. Chioma must have been really old.
Stargazer is the one responsible for redacting Nephili's stronghold from Rasputin's records. Or Maya by proxy with Lakshmi. Fascinating. There's 2 more logs left. Once we've decrypted them, I will need to take time to contemplate the larger picture they present.
You and me both.
The Veil is too great a power for humanity to wield responsibly. All that's left is to close down the facility. Neomuna will go on. Humanity will persist. On the back of our unspeakable work. But I won't pass that guilt on to humanity's future. My hands can be bloodied. Let the children have innocence. And in my dissolution, I will find peace.
I don't know if I agree with Chioma's choice to hide the sins of the past. But I also do not know what I would do in her place.
Quinn says there's a data signature on this file, like something else was crawling the network. Vex signature. What's MSUND 12?
There's 1 log left to decrypt. Perhaps we'll find out.
Years ago, back on Venus, the Vex simulated copies of us, Maya and I, trapped in a virtual hell. After so long, even hell can look like heaven, can't it? I'm tired. I'm done. Maya has to be out there. The Maya I remember. And all I want is 1 more moment with her. To hold her in my arms. Tell her that I love her. So she can tell me to hush 1 more time. If we learned anything from the Veil, it's that eventually we all have to learn to let go. So, I made contact with the Vex. I'm ready. And it's time to say goodbye.
In the end, Maya Sandaresh was consumed by her desire to understand and her inability to let go. She and Chioma lost everything in pursuit of knowledge. Chioma abandoned it all. Sought to wipe the state clean for future generations.
What did we learn from all of this?
That the Veil is darkness, the power of consciousness made manifest, as much as the Traveler is the light, the power of the physical world. The implications are great, but so too are the risks. As a younger man, I may have fallen into the same trap Maya did. But now I know better. We must proceed with caution, lest the river sweeps us away.
Good to see you.
I found no more logs from Dr. Essie, but I have used her algorithm to crack the data core of the Vex conceptual mind.
That's the doodad we got from the Black Garden, right?
Indeed. The data within contained the Vex's blueprints for their artificial veil, the Black Heart. It all but proved Dr. Essie's theory. Dr. Esty theorized that the paracausal energy of the Traveler operated on a quantum wavelength parallel to electrons.
Magnets?
In simpler terms, the Traveler's power runs parallel to the forces of nature. Gravity, magnetism, sound, light. The Veil does this too. It is synchronized with the Traveler. Wherever the Traveler came from, the Veil may have as well. But what the Vex made, while connected to the Traveler, was inherently flawed. It did not create the link the Witness desired. Instead, it weakened the Traveler, created static in the flow of their cosmic forces. But it did reveal one intriguing possibility. That at one time, they may have been united. Part of a whole.
So, wait. Does this mean the light and darkness were the same once? One force?
Dr. Essie believed so. I am not as convinced. But it is a theory. One many scholars will explore once this data is shared. But this data allowed me to calculate the telemetry of the beam the Veil fired at the Traveler. When the Witness linked to the Veil through a ghost, it created a faster-than-light connection of darkness to the Traveler's light. A bridge to the Traveler's consciousness, if it has one. But the beam did not stop at the Traveler, rather a point inside of it.
Inside? Wait, what's inside the Traveler?
No one knows. But if the data I've been able to extrapolate here is correct, that is where the Witness is now. Inside the Traveler. It may be the reason why the Traveler has gone dormant, its attention directed inward, where the true threat is. But I am speculating. There is more I need to study, but I fear it will take a substantially longer amount of time.
How long do you need?
Months. If we have that long left, that is. Until then, I suppose. I've reached the extent of what I can glean from the research data.
What do we got?
Less than I've hoped for. But the last of Chioma Essie's research has led me to an intriguing topic. Ghosts.
Ghosts? As far as I know, Neomuna never had any contact with a ghost before you all showed up. We knew about them, but...
Precisely. Chioma Essie was researching the entanglement of light and dark without fully understanding either. Our ghosts are a link to the light of the Traveler. Then how was the Witness able to, on numerous occasions, communicate through them?
Is this about the magnets thing? The parallel energy fields, right?
Very good. In areas of darkness, the Witness is able to create a link, not unlike what it created with the Veil and the Traveler.
Ah, like the Vex are able to hack into the Cloud Arc with their tech. It's a parallel connection.
And I believe that connection may not be one-sided. I believe that our ghosts may be able to leverage this connection against it.
Turn the enemy's weapon against them. Well, that sounds great. But how?
That, I do not know. But what I do know is that while the Witness is out of our reach, it is also out of the reach of our ghosts. Which means whatever lies beyond that portal, whatever is inside the Traveler, has left the Witness blind to our actions.
And given us an opportunity to make a plan without it knowing.
Precisely. The Witness has played all the pieces it can. This is its final act, win or lose. Whatever we do from here determines the fate of everything.
No pressure.